character to do, though. So he decided that due to the rather unfriendly attitude by most of the inhabitants towards dwarves, he decided to go out and scout out the various surrounding caverns.
Okay, that doesn't sound like something he would do.
Explore the rock formations and whatnot, because this is a deeper section that he hasn't been too far into one time or another. So I guess that answers the question if everybody remembers where we left off, because we left off right in round 3.
And also, Lucian pickpocketed this jeweler who's basically a racer towards dwarves. Got like $10,000 worth of diamonds.
Yeah.
So he's not like. So I wasn't sure if did he think Miss Anna did it, or whether or he was just calling me an elf. Because everybody calls me elf all the time. I wasn't sure.
That's true. A lot of these underdwellers are very racist. They're not very PC.
Yeah. If you're a dick, you deserve to get stolen from.
Basically, that's what I was thinking.
He's like, you're all elves to me, but no, it seemed that he was under the impression that Vander had something to do with it, because he was with him the entire time. So it was just kind of unfortunate timing.
We scared him off with the towny fireball.
Well, he's just behind the box waiting. Some crates waiting to come in.
He might try to get his revenge with money or something like that. He might hire assassins or something like that. I don't think he's looking for an
accident. Maybe we have a shop to loot.
Yes, exactly, or a place to stay.
Trust me, I even thought about in terms of hey, why he's out here turning invisible in the middle of the fight, going bloop 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 bloop, going to his shop and taking more.
I also don't think these are the only 4 denizens of Lang in town, though, either.
Right.
It's just the 4 they sent to retrieve me, so there might be more on the way.
I remember us being warned about the denizens of Lang before setting out. I just can't remember the details. Are they kind of monstrous?
They're kind of they're humanoid. They're definitely they're like emaciated humanoids, and they're covered in rags and
can't really see their skin or bodies. But
almost like a desert nomad kind of appearance, really
get you
thin and cowled. And they use telepathy to speak with you.
Oh,
yeah, something like that. There we go.
Yeah, I think we were talking about. I think we were warned about those before setting out, and I can't remember why.
So
we were looking for one of these to be our guide, were we?
No, we found our guide. It's a gnome by the name of
Cyzil.
Cyzil, yeah. She's cool, and she's helping us in the fight. So.
Well, we're glad you're back, because we definitely need our damage dealer.
Yeah, we do.
All right.
With these guys.
Although they are in perfect formation for a wall of fire, which I have at my fingertips. So,
do what you got to do. So I see a big city. I'm guessing we're having the fight somewhere in the middle of it, right?
We are right at the front gates, where they accosted us on the way out.
All right, I see at least one of you. Okay, there you are. And I guess the gnome's the redhead?
Yeah. And I'm up on the wall. I had to dimension door away from them, get up on the wall.
Oh, okay.
Where is Simon? I'm going to put him down. Coming back in through the gate, he notices what's going on. Let's put you back on the board. So yes, Simon is coming in through the gate when one of the human guards turns to her and he says, "Hey, is that your party?" And points through the inner gate where you can see fireballs exploding. You can see these yellow-robed figures swarming all about the party, attacking everywhere. They all kind of scatter to get to.
Nope, don't know them. Never seen it in my entire life.
Exactly. It might be.
Now, did we lose everything off of the turn?
No, we lost our turn order. How'd that happen?
I'll
Maybe
scroll
roll
back.
20 lost their stuff.
Oh no.
Usually
I'll
it stays
scroll
on
back.
there.
I got you right here.
Okay.
In case you look
Lucian
in combat log.
24. Lucian
Oh, wow.
had 24. Snorri had 16. Mithanda had 6. Maya
There we
had
go.
10.
Here we go.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. It populated.
7 images. I got hit twice, so I got 5 left.
Okay,
That's
so
it. Give me a check.
go ahead and roll for Simon to get him in the initiative order.
Sure. Let's see. There's my...
Pick up.
Beat it
We're right
24.
at the top of the
I
rank.
needed 24. Okay, no pressure. What was that? I'm way at the top.
Okay. That's good.
20 point. Sorry, only 20. I'm 4 short.
Nice.
It's still good enough.
That's
So
good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That puts you near the top of the order. You see, everybody is anxious to jump back in. But let us not forget to roll our D100 for the evening to see who gets the free re-roll.
Jesus, I'm hot.
The smile.
Coming in hot. Coming in hot.
Fate's fortune. That's right. It looks like 89
Again.
it is.
3 or 4 in a row.
Sorry.
Yeah. Coming in hot. If you're on like social media, you heard that for a few years ago all the time.
Yeah.
Every highlight video. Coming in hot.
All right. Well, we are going to come in hot to round 3, which starts off with Lucian.
Okay, Lucian, Mr. Silver here, i.e. No, right here. No ring number 1, I guess we'll call him. Lucian's gonna try to take a shot with his rapier, and his shadow envelops him. Hold on, I forgot to put up my character. My character should give me 1 second. Even though I've been on here like half an hour. Give me 1 second. But a lot quicker. So, no big delay.
How's the audio coming through this evening?
Excellent. Perfect.
Yeah.
Seems good, yeah.
Here we go.
My connection's
Alright,
much more stable today. We have bad storms this weekend.
So rapier shot. Here it comes. Boom.
Nice.
I didn't even get to see it. Ooh, 27-22.
Okay, so both of those are going to hit.
Okay, so I get an extra D7. I'm just gonna do 2D6 with it. What I'm gonna do is I do them separate because if I know it's 50% mischance. So the first shot, because he has the flanking ability. If someone's flanking, he gets the extra D6.
Okay, so you get through with your sneak attack.
Nice. Excellent. So
Your rapier strikes home, not to be confused by their
18.
unusual anatomy again.
yeah, 18, 22, 27, and 5. So for a 46, ooh, that's a good number. Or is it just a? Yeah, okay. So he gets 2 attacks now, doesn't he? 11, 18, 17, 25, 42, 45 with the shadow. Oh, then the shadow. I forgot this last time. The shadow gets a shot too. Yeah,
Okay.
I forgot that last time. So shadow goes in, takes a shot at it, which is melee 15, and it's a 16 to hit.
That is going to miss.
Okay,
But I
so the
think
shadow
your
miss.
damage from your follow-up attack is going to take it out.
Okay, and excellent. In turn.
So the figure, the robes billow about the figure as it
Oh, actually.
unleashes an inhuman shriek.
kind of in it.
and bubbles up and falls back in on itself. What were you going to say, Phil?
That it's just no. Go ahead. I was actually going to move, but I already said intern, so because I did.
Well, do you want a 5-foot step?
Yeah, on a 5 foot. Are these doors closed?
No, they're open.
They're open.
Okay, so I just 5 foot step back, just in case a fireball wants to come through.
As a for instance.
Always a good idea.
Mm.
Now I intern.
Okay, so the green one steps up with you, reaches out with his claws, and leans forward as though to bite you, where you see some sort of appendage is lifting the veil covering its mouth. What lies beneath, you don't know, or you don't want to know.
So I do my D1. So 92, so it gets through. I'm assuming if it hits or not. It's still 21.
What'd you say your AC was?
21.
Okay, so you are bitten,
So I'll do
and
a.
both the claws are gonna hit 2. Okay.
Give me one. Let me do my. So it's 1d6. I'm number 6.
Okay.
Okay, you always
For
take
your mirror
that.
image.
So it hits a mirror image.
All right.
At
So
least
he
the
bites
first.
the mirror image. So go
I got
roll
4
2 more
images.
percentile
Okay. All right, 2 more.
for your miss chance.
Miss.
All right. So 1 misses
Miss.
and misses. Okay.
So I got 4 images now.
All right. So Simon. So you see Lucien come backing his way through the inner gate towards you, and he seems to be engaged in a rather heated discussion with a figure in yellow robes.
Oh, wait, my friend. 2, 3, 4. Guess another 4 step there. Then I'm going to use my bladed dash to there, and then I'm going to attack him with 1 swing of my earthen blade. Let's say we're going to go with an axe today. Earthen axe today. Regular kinetic blade. So just ignore the second attack. 30 to hit for 29 damage.
Okay.
And do I need to roll something or?
No.
Uh-huh.
They just have unusual anatomy, so they have a chance to negate crit effects.
Oh yeah, I'm the opposite of crits. I'm pure blunt force. Crit. All right. Yeah, that'll be everything.
Yeah, you can move the shadow. It just what? I just move him behind me
It was shut.
because it kind of disappears between strikes. This one does.
All right, so this one redoubles around to help his buddy flank the new dwarven assailant
Okay, makes sense.
silently, and he tries to bite you from behind.
A little easier to control. Let's see. My current AC this round is 2 less. So I am 24 to hit.
Okay, you got bitten.
Oh no. Oh, how much? Is this just normal physical damage, or is this like mystical or something?
For the most part, it is physical damage. Okay, so the bite is going to
My VR may knock some of that off.
be the bite. This is physical damage. Uh, 15 points.
That'll get past my DR, so that's good. Still trying
And
to
the
bring it
teeth
down.
and the tongues are like biting into your shoulder and ripping at your muscle and sinew. They wrap around, penetrating beneath your armor. To attack the flesh beneath, so you need to make a fortitude save. as it tears at your muscles.
Nice.
4.
Okay, you saved. Okay, so no
Awesome.
other ill effects.
This hurts. How dare you make me bleed my own blood?
And they remain silent. Snorri.
Of these 3, can I see if anyone's more injured than the rest? Is it hard to tell, or? I know my fireball went off, and they all kind of took a uniform amount of damage, but one guy got messed up good by it.
The 2 fighting Simon seem to be the most damaged. You can make a heal check
Yeah.
as a move action to like
Yeah, I won't be taking a move this round, so yeah, I'll do that. That's a good idea. Let's see, heal. 18.
Okay, so it looks like green is the more hurt.
Okay, so green makes a nice target for a scorching ray. In fact, a pair of them. So
Okay,
let me see a couple touch attacks.
and roll against spell resistance.
Yeah, I'll see if I hit first. Let's see here. Where are we? Range touch.
Ooh, nice, those will hit.
Okay, and spell resistance will
Roll it
be
once with the spell.
just roll it once.
Yeah,
Okay.
all or nothing with the spell.
Okay. So it's
Since it's on the same
9, 13, 17. And I roll twice.
guy. Okay.
Take the better of the 2.
Oh, so you had 28 and a 32. Yeah, both of them.
Yeah.
Fast.
Okay. So let's see here. Do we have the bard song going
Yes.
right now? Okay.
Plus-
Cool.
You have Bard Song and Good Hope. I use
I
green,
probably
green
forgot
arrow
about
for
this.
Bard Song and the orange for Good Hope.
Does Good Hope
Okay.
do bonus damage?
Yeah, so you get +4 total.
Plus 4 total? Nice. 46 plus 5.
I got that anyway, so.
Yeah, he's more dead.
So 23 and 17.
Dinner.
The second one is enough to drop him, so he's on the ground oozing out.
And I'll shout out, Simon. Mind yourself. What is that? Is it a dwarf, a Dergar? The merchant.
Yes.
Yeah. Mind the merchant behind you as well.
There are a ton.
There are like 1,000 guys behind me.
Yeah. Yeah. The Dergar merchant. Okay.
Dwerger. I see one guy who might be a Dwerger. All right.
All right. End turn.
There are a lot of guys back there. These guys are like consoling one of them that was burned by the fireball. They're like, "Oh no, we're going to die here."
So not being welcome back into this town.
And most of the denizens are just watching as long as they're out
Yeah.
of the area of effect.
He took controlled fireball damage, not regular fireball damage.
Like the rattlings and stuff are like leaning their head out the door of the tavern to watch. They're like cheering every time somebody goes down.
Like an old Western fight. Get back inside if you don't want to get shot.
Alright, so he is going to step forward pursuing Maya. With a bite. That hits. Claw that misses. And a claw that misses, so he bit him once. Ah, the bastard bit me. So Maya calls out to Simon in Dwarven. He says, don't let the bastards flank you. That's how they sink their tendrils into you. Alright, Cyzil, who has up till now cast defensive spells, she got a shield and a mirror image for herself. So she will, where she is, go, well, I didn't sign up for this, but you guys are my bodyguards, and you can't bodyguard me if I can't keep you alive. So, I may as well magic missile. So magic missiles.
It's rarely ever a bad idea.
That is true. Oh no, am I missing a magic missile die?
Save yourself the headache and roll the spell resistance first.
Good roll.
Oh. Do these guys have spell resistance?
Yeah.
They do.
Oh, man. Good thing I don't. Good thing my attacks don't do spell resistance.
I don't think it's over 20, but I might be wrong.
Can I do? That's just straight caster. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's
Boom,
caster
okay.
plus intelligence, plus any penetration.
Whatever your fastest that is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
She got a good
Nice.
damage. Points. She zaps this guy behind Cyzil.
That's real good.
And Maya.
How many missiles did she get off? This is just Snorri sizing her up. Snorri knows
Okay.
of such things.
She
Was
got
it
out
5?
how
5
do
or
you get out for the level?
How many was it? 5, 4?
Yes.
All right.
Hard to count. Roll an intelligence check.
Let me double check. Hold on. That's going to be quiz.
I'm just curious as her level.
Yes, 5.
Okay. She's of a level comparable to
Doubting
us.
myself for a second. Yes, she got it. Okay, so Maya is going to. I shall tumble! And he lays on the side and clunk, clunk, clunks over. It'll provoke anyways. It's not really to get to the position where I can unleash mine hammer! Ha ha ha! He gets into flanking position with Lucian. Oh, nat 20.
Nice.
20 will confirm with the flanking. Okay, so there you go.
We were struggling until you got here, Mike.
Yeah.
We actually were.
Yeah.
You bring luck.
That's how you. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
The lucky dwarf. Yeah.
The
luck of
cavalry.
dwarf.
So this dwarf pokes his head from behind the box and goes, "Is that another damnable shallow dwarf?" Pointing right at Simon.
Now you see why.
They should be strung up, that thieves, all of them thieves! Thieves! He says, talking to these
Now you-
slaves over there.
Now you see
Oh, yeah.
why.
Yeah. Yeah. Simon heard that.
And murderers. Snorri shouts out, and murderers!
And murderers!
Tell that dwarf to fuck off.
And witches. He turned me into a newt. Alright, Mythander. You made your
Yes,
way down the alleyway to recover.
Yeah, that was necessary.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Do I have a straight line of sight to the blue one?
Looks like it.
Looks
Yeah.
like it.
From corner to. Well,
Yes, it looks like it.
Alright, then I will take a shot at this fine sir.
35. Ugh.
Okay, so you got a nat 20, but you rolled a 1 to confirm. So it doesn't confirm, but it hits.
I want to re-roll the.
The
Nah.
confirm?
I don't think that's necessary. I want to re-roll the confirm.
Okay.
I use my mythic ability for that, and it's even worse. No, 21 to confirm.
Well, actually, 21 will confirm.
I say that you do all the. Okay, nice.
Would 16 points, 20 points of piercing bludgeoning damage, and 25 points of fire damage.
Okay. So you blast into him and set him aflame. He's still up.
Oh jeez, that's a lot of math. I will use my mythic ability flux to max out the damage, which would be
Fluke.
fluke. Yes, fluke. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I like Flux though. Flux works.
Which would be 13 times 4, 52
52.
points of piercing bludgeoning damage plus
Nice. That'll take
5
him out. That extra
Hope
bit.
so.
5
If he's already shaky and a flame. Fire.
The robes explode in the
Fire.
burst of viscera and flaming goo.
The roof.
I do hate myself for that, but doesn't he get his strange anatomy thing?
Oh, yeah.
Only for critical hits and stuff, right? No? Critical hits and sneak attacks?
Oh,
Oh,
look at it
okay.
negated.
Oh.
So it's just a regular hit, so he's still up.
Well, he still takes 13
that's-
He still takes 13 points of bludgeoning damage and 34 points of fire damage.
Okay. So
It's
still
worth it.
substantial.
Yeah.
Still up. The flames go out from behind the robes, and just as you thought he was going to collapse to the ground, he stands back up. Tentacles reaching out from beneath the folds of his cloak.
He did it Hulk Hogan style where hand came up
Yep.
first, huh? No, brother. He signed it, you know, he can't, they don't talk, so he signed it.
Shakes his
You heard
head.
it in your head.
That's the end of my turn.
Okay.
Alright, already flanking, but the shadow goes right over him again.
Round four.
I put it beside him. Go again with the rapier. So it was 25 and 28 with the Good Hope and the Inspired Courage. Alright, for 20, 35, 42 plus. Does the 42 take him down? I'm not gonna add that.
So you said no sneak attack.
So no sneak attack? Okay, so for 15. Plus 4, so 19.
He's still up.
And then the shadow encompassing gets a shot at him. So 21, 25.
That hits.
He gets a D8 plus 2. So 5 points.
Is that with the Good Hope and Inspire Courage?
With 9.
9 points. All right, that'll take him down. He collapses to the ground. For real this time.
1, 2. He's out. Intern.
Oozing out green ooze.
Shadow goes.
Simon. one left up.
So the one right north of me.
Yes.
All right. But then this guy to my north kind of called me out. I don't know. Did he take any actions, or did he just like talk crap?
No, he's just pointing at you guys right now.
Well, these guys are actually trying to hurt us, so I'm going to attack these guys and assume this guy's just a jerk. So, I just one left. I'm probably just going to full attack, kinetic whip, in case something tries to move away from me. So this will also become a reach weapon for the next round. So 30 to hit and 28 to hit
That hits.
for 27 and 30.
So the second one will take him out,
Boom.
Crush, crush.
blast him apart.
Don't
And
say
then
that.
my shadow disappeared, and I instantly go, I see the guy. He goes, man, I was like, I'm gonna go to him and like, sir, are you okay, sir? Do you have any concern? Are you okay?
He sees you coming towards him and he runs.
Oh, does he?
No!
Oh.
They're coming to kill me! And he starts running back to the shop.
Okay. Oh well, I was good to kind
They
of
tried to
left him
kill
anyway.
me!
You know, levitate off the wall like I'm some kind of god. Slowly float down like Magneto.
Yeah.
Charles.
How do I know exactly what you're talking about? That's the weird thing. No, we've seen this image too many times. Like,
Yeah.
so.
Exactly.
So a couple of Durgar
Uh-oh.
come walking over to you guys. They say, hey, we have a matter of importance for the spellcaster in your group.
That would be me. What did you want?
Talking to this guy.
Well, a master says you burned one of his slaves, so you have to buy it.
How much is it?
It's 500 gold.
I'll take out one of the rubies. I'll flip it to him. Just currency, sufficient.
He nods. The other one goes over and unlocks the slave's chains and pushes it over to you. There, it's all yours
wow.
now. Don't forget to feed and water it.
Okay, I'll heal him with my hex, and I'll tell him that he's now free.
I'm free.
And meanwhile, and I'll just turn around
You're
like
my
nothing.
new
Just
master.
you need no master. Make your own way in this world.
But
And then
I can serve you drinks. I can make theater. I can make coffee for the new master.
Sounds like a good deal to me.
I mean,
we're going to.
what is this guy? Is he a dwarf? Is he?
Let's roll
He's-
up.
He's no, he's what was he?
Got a bigger picture? I don't know if you do or not.
It
Like-
actually
like-
wasn't determined.
Oh, I thought it was like a Morlock or something like that.
No, is that what we said? They were Morlocks.
It was either that or a hobgoblin. But I was maybe thinking about those 3 bugbears that I wanted to burn on purpose.
There were 3 bugbears.
Yeah,
And they were very hot for you.
they were inappropriate. Like,
I wouldn't call it inappropriate.
Well,
Do we need a henchman to hire?
they
I can carry our luggage or something.
they implied that consent was not necessary, so that's inappropriate. I appreciated the offer initially. I was polite about it, but let's search these guys for loot too. I don't
Hey,
feel
the guy-
Roll a
Yeah.
1d6. See what kind of slave you've got.
okay. Let's see here. Snorri doesn't keep slaves, so 4.
He's a Durgar.
Deep 1. Okay.
Well, I guess I'll go back to eating rocks down below. Yeah, thanks for that.
Is-
Will you work for me and accept a wage?
Yeah, sure. They don't really like me down there, but very much anyway. So kind of why I was a slave.
Before you know this, before you say anything, we're going to a place of death.
Oh, well. Sounds like the Darklands to me.
Okay. So I'll heal him up, and I'll heal Lucian and Mythandir. Their one time a day.
Okay. Cool.
I don't think anybody else got. Maya probably got hurt too, right? 218
Yeah,
plus
Maya
5.
got nicked up.
So Mythandir 12, Lucian 19, and Maya 10.
Ah, much better.
Was that sort of channel or something?
That's a hex.
Oh, okay. I got slightly scratched. I don't know if.
Yeah, absolutely. It's once a day for anybody. 12.
That's good. Thank you.
What is your name, dwarf? Talk to the new guy.
My name's
Just-
Alvin.
Alvin.
Yep, Alvin. Means good
I'm
friend.
We have Alvin and Simon.
Can you sing?
How much for another one of your friends?
Maybe he can enter.
Is one of your mates up there named Theodore?
Not much of a singer. Not much of a singer, but I can play this dwarven mouth harp.
Maya's middle name is Theodore. That's we're gonna go with that.
He'll make a good dance partner.
Yeah, exactly.
Maya.
I can't wait for the Christmas record.
Well, if we know,
Oh, sorry, Dave.
All right, well, he's your slave now, so you're gonna have to move him around.
All right.
if we would assassinate a certain jewel merchant, would anyone see the difference?
Who are you asking?
Yeah, what if we installed Alvin as the new jeweler?
Right now, he's peeking through the shades of his shop. Looking at you guys. Coming to kill
Oh,
me,
man.
I know it.
I was gonna go over there and get him to hire me to get his jewels back, but we'll see. Oh well. He ran off.
Yeah, oh well. Sorry to hear about his problems, but yeah. Okay, let's loot these denizens of Lang too, if they have anything. I'll scan them quickly for magic.
At least that didn't cost us any spells. Too many,
Oh.
anyway.
I don't know if we know what these things are on the map. I see a ginormous, it's like snail worm things.
Yes,
What?
this was all part of the exploration of the last
All right.
session.
all right.
So yes, the things that you see,
That just
you
sounds
do
bad.
know about. You've like seen them through the windows or the doors or whatever.
Okay. That's,
Yeah, they're hanging out in the denizens of Lang Bar, I think.
yeah.
No, the Serpent Folk
the
Bar
Lane
maybe.
bar is up here.
That's right. That's the Serpent Folk
The
Bar.
Slug is runs the general store.
That's right.
Does he really run it? That's hilarious. I love that.
Yes.
So he's highly sentient. Awesome.
And he has a troglodyte servants that help him.
That's
Let's
right.
drop of the hut. All right, cool.
Basically, yeah, that's cool.
Jabba the Hutt.
Okay, so you do find between the four of these denizens, you do find a selection of coins and gems and other strange items.
Wonder if we can change the gems in at the jeweler.
You could probably go in and do it.
Yeah.
Not one of our dwarven companions probably shouldn't.
Be-
3 rubies.
Oh,
Topaz.
Looking wig.
I'll make
That is.
I'll make Alvin
Yes.
wear the wig and the shawl.
A little bit of Silk Sonic right there.
Okay.
What magic screw?
This on, Alvin. You're in for quite a night.
The scroll is in a small leather case that is tightly bound inside.
That's for the scroll.
Okay, so it is a scroll of Tiny Hut.
Oh, nice.
Oh, good.
And spellcraft ID the Rose.
Alrighty.
That'll do it. And it is a dark green woolen robe that you identify as a robe of bones.
Oh, nice.
Rope seems like it's right down your alley.
Yes, it's chilly down here in the dark.
The octopus statuette is a small bronze statuette.
Is it magical?
It is not magical. Just
No, like keeps. I see statues like this fairly often. Usually, they have to do with some sort of god or the other. Do we know if these people worship some sort of octopus god?
You do know that they are that they revere the elder god, so that's entirely possible.
Hmm.
The topaz are 500 gold pieces each. The rubies are the same as the rubies that you guys brought in with you. Very similar, and actually, there's a chance one of them might be magic, but not today. And you're not sure about the value of the octopus bronze statuette.
Or the shawl?
Silken wig.
Shaw the same. You're not certain about that, and the same with the wig. Not certain. It's a medium-sized wig of silk braid, ended with either a gold beam or a blue lapis lazuli.
We could just divide the jewelry and then put one in the fund.
Sounds fine.
Was one of them wearing the wig, or was it just like in their possession?
It was in their possession with like some things that they had bundled up together.
Very suspicious.
It's a Thulsa Doom wig.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Or
It's gonna make you put it on, turns to Medusa.
or Rick James. Depends on what you're into.
Medusa wig, it turns to Medusa hair. Since there's a third Dune wig. A snake wig.
The shawl is very Rick James with the wig. Alright.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yes, while you were out, Mike, they explored Keskarax a little bit more. So the Sunworm Inn here is essentially the central hub for humanoids, that sort of denizen. That's where you guys were able to rent rooms for the night. There are stairs that lead up into the upper levels, and there are rooms for rent there, though they are very expensive. You currently have your skill pattern bedded down over here in the stables, where there are a variety of creatures. You can see there are riding lizards.
Yeah.
There's some sort of manticore creature there. So all kinds of stuff. Going up from that, there is a chapel, which nobody has been in yet, number 7. Next to that, you will see the serpent folk standing outside of their inn. So that's the serpent. At the very top is what's known as the Palace of the Eye. I've heard some talk of the Eye of the Titan while you've been here in town. And that is apparently where it resides. You see all spread throughout the caravanserai there are a couple caravans of various underworld races. On the far upper right corner there, at number 9 is where the denizens are gathered today. It's where they go do their drinking and whatnot. And Snorri had wandered by there and like read some undecipherable script on the wall. All of a sudden, they started calling him inside.
Reading the script elicited a vision that I guess they could sense me having.
Yeah.
And that related to an item that I once had in my possession, but was taken away from me when I drew from a deck of many things.
Oh no.
Unknowingly.
And lost all of his magic items.
Yeah. See, we found random cards in a Fey area, and Snorri didn't know that all the things that were happening to him were from the effect of these cards.
That's fun. You're lucky you didn't die.
I turned evil, though. I turned evil, lost all my magic items, and gained a cohort, which I later killed.
Because you're evil.
Yeah.
So what do you guys do with the downed denizens? Do you let them bleed out, or?
Yeah.
I mean, do we know why they attacked us?
Yeah, they wanted me to go with them, and I didn't want to go with them. It was
Right.
It was a consent
the thing
thing.
you lost. Yeah, the item you lost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess that's fair then. 'Cause I just gave it this. I mean, Simon literally kind of just like fine. Like some guys were attacking his party, so
Come with us.
They tried to
Doing that.
forcibly take me with them.
that's what they get. Do we need to bury the bodies?
I mean,
I don't
nobody
know.
ever looked under their robes. Now it's the perfect opportunity.
You first.
So, since Mithandia is very curious, he would, I don't know the word for it in English, but he would try to open the robe and
Silly?
look.
Stupid.
We've basically been stripping them down for their money and their stuff, so.
So you
Now, I would
peek
like
inside the
to-
robe, and you see malformed flesh and strange growths and tumors all across it. But it's also like fastly decomposing and turning a sickly gray-green as it continues to ooze out as they bleed out.
Ooh, wonderful.
They have tentacles on their face where their mouth should be, and their eyes are black on black.
I'm black, y'all. I'm black, y'all. I'm blackity black. I'm black, y'all.
No.
I'm black.
Wow.
They are. So
What is
the
that?
slug runs the general store. The Durgar runs the jewelry shop. Number 12 is empty, as best you can tell. Number 13 has the perfumer, and number 14 has a vat has some vats inside. Is what you see, and there's some kind of like there's a display with a creature in an amber bottle hanging outside the door.
Yeah, it was an alchemist or something, wasn't it?
Something like that, or a mirror,
Nobody
maybe?
ever actually inquired. You just kind of looked at the door and moved on.
If there's an alchemist in this city, Mithandia would know.
With your alchemy sense, your alchemy tingle. That's what Keskarex looks like. No.
Oh, it's very tall in this injury. So does so we're inside now. We look up, so we're seeing the inside of this structure.
Yes, yeah. So it's like a dome structure over top of you.
All right.
Tall ceiling, and the structure continues to reach up to the tops of the inner cavern. Very large cavern.
Cool. Have I been familiar with this shadow thing before? Is that a spell effect or is that permanent?
That's one. They can take it off. That's my spell effect.
Okay, spell
Sort of.
effect. That's
Yeah,
fine.
he does it all the time.
I wanted to make sure someone didn't get a new familiar or something. You know,
No, you've probably seen them before if you fought with us.
it does look familiar, but I don't remember what it did.
Yeah.
It always pops up when he's fighting. You see, it's your shadow rise up out of the ground.
You know that Lucian isn't a dark elf like Mithandir. He's a Kyle. So
Appreciate the name.
What's the common term for them?
Shadow.
Fleshling.
Oh,
Fleshling.
fletchling. Yeah.
Fletchlings, that's it, yeah.
Oh, fleshling. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
cool.
Cow is the preferred term.
All these
That's the
stark shadowy creatures.
highfalutin term. They're all dark elves to us.
I guess fleshlings would be somewhat common in the Underdark. Cool, cool. All right, so see that you found a guide here.
Yes, this is Cyzil.
Yeah.
She'd be.
Is it safe to come back out now? She says, peeking around the corner.
Yeah, we were just getting ready to go. Simon, perhaps you'd like to gather your creature in case we have more more interesting interested parties on our way out.
Well,
Yeah,
This looks pretty cool.
You guys sure attract a lot of trouble. Is it always like this around you?
Yeah,
Yeah, most time it's worst.
yes.
Oh boy.
So I'll go
The
and
things
fetch
I do
my,
to get a good batch of mushrooms.
Better go and get my riding turtle.
You did notice that we did try to avoid it, though, at all costs.
Well, that's true.
Sometimes you have no choice when things are forced upon you.
Yep. You didn't quite
Do
avoid it
I,
that hard. But I'll give
Do
you
I need to?
points for
Oh,
trying.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I thought you were done. Do I need to pay anything for my lodging of my turtle?
Yeah, it is. I think it's just a gold a day.
How long have we been here?
You've
A
been here
day.
for 2 days.
2 days, yeah.
2 days.
All right. Minus 2 gold. Cool. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm playing online. So yes, and yeah, I'll just introduce myself to her. Yeah, I'm Simon. Great to meet you. Haven't seen a gnome down here in a long time.
She's a Sverpeneblin.
Yeah, I'm a Schnurf
Oh.
Neblin. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, well, something that would have known.
Don't have to insult
Yeah.
me right when I meet you.
Someone told me she was a gnome.
Yeah, I suppose
Just
we're all the
sounds
same to
you know.
all of you, but I can
Yeah.
see you're a
Although-
dwarf, clearly, not a Duragar.
Yeah,
See how
yeah,
that works.
yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I won't point it
Yeah.
out every time we talk to you.
All right.
But it's nice to meet you. Yes, I'm Cyzil.
Yes.
And yeah, I have I've been out exploring this way, gathering supplies and also ingredients for my own shop back home, back in Rotu. I don't know if you've ever been through Rotu. And actually, Simon would be familiar with Rotu as it being one of the few small markets outside of the major dwarven cities. It's not too
Okay.
far from his home of Embla.
Yes. Good people that way. Well, we look forward to traveling with you. Looks like you are going to be leading us on, huh?
Yep, and I look forward to you guys keeping us from being eaten by slimes, molds, and monsters.
Yes.
Is it in that order of danger?
We'll make sure to look out for that.
I hope it's in that order because it could be worse.
I bet you could tell us some stories.
Oh yeah, now that you mention it, I guess I could tell you some stories. I forgot her accent. She has the fat Cindy Lauper accent. Yeah, I can tell you some stories. Well, shall we be on? Do you guys need to make any other preparations?
No, I think we're good to go.
Does she have a mode of transportation?
Yeah, they're called feet.
Ah,
Feet.
That and
Feasties.
I've got these, and she wiggles her fingers at you.
okay. Fingers and toes. Fingers and toes.
She
Walk
walks.
on her fingers.
All right.
Once I get to where I'm going, it's pretty easy to get back if you know what I mean.
That kind of magic. That would be convenient. I have to walk everywhere.
All right, so Keskarax is down here on the lower right of the board. Now, for what you guys said, you, for whatever reason, you want to make your way up to the defile. Isn't that what they call it? That chasm? Like the ground has been defiled by the presence of the dragon, according to those old legends. That's pretty
Something like
spooky, if
that.
you ask me. I don't know why you'd want to go there.
Oh, we're not going to just tell you. So
That's fine. I'm
All
fine
right.
with not knowing. The less I know, the safer I feel.
Deniable.
I come from a long line of NPCs in my family, and not all of them have been as prosperous as I.
Plausible deniability.
It's true. It's true. She was never there. She totally didn't earn the wrath of a dragon. Or vampire lord, whichever thing we're gonna face.
I think the dragon's dead.
Yeah.
Unless it's
I'm
brought
sorry.
back. Maybe have an undead dragon fight. That would be
Let's
horrible.
say it. I've never fought a
Dracolich.
vampire dragon before. Yeah.
Dracolich.
Blood dragon.
So she leads you out the side here. You can go 3 hexes a day to get out of here.
We're going off the map.
Yep, you're
That's funny because, like on the old maps, when you started going off the map, they'd say here be dragons. And
That's right.
Where we're going.
It's exactly where we're going. And vampires.
Yep, you're definitely going in the direction where maps don't go.
Then Mithandia has to make more maps.
Oh yeah, let me talk to you about that map making here. I've got a bunch of these can't make heads or tails of, and she pulls out several scrolls and map books and stuff to show to you.
Fascinating. Okay, just give me an hour or two.
Okay, well you've got all the time you want as we walk. Just watch your step there and don't fall in that hole. It could fall for quite a long time.
I would do that when we at the end of the day and everyone else would sleep, and I just need 4 hours of trance, so that would be a perfect time for me to look at
Finish
those
that
maps.
sentence.
What should I roll?
Roll your.
Geography.
No, you had a craft for it, wasn't it, or was it a profession? Roll. One
I
you
had a
can-
craft for this, yes.
Yeah, roll your skill for it.
I'm not very good at it though. Not yet.
Of
Of course, I just rolled a 4.
Okay, it's not very good. She's like, I think you
Can
got
I
your
take-
north pointing the wrong way. I thought you were familiar with this part of the Underdark.
These are new cards. I have to order them correctly.
Ah, okay.
If I take 2 hours, can I take 20 for 27?
Not while you're traveling.
Well, when we rest, he means.
But yeah,
when
sure,
we rest,
when you rest
at
and
the
stuff.
bonfire.
Yeah, you can take your time then. That'll be fine. So you're following a canyon passage. It's relatively tall and narrow. The cave seemingly cut by a free-flowing river at one time. She says, yeah, once you get down this deep in the Cyclopean depths, running into things, it's not very common. And the things you do run into, you hope that they don't notice you, because they usually try to eat you or possess your soul or something to that effect.
All right.
Yeah. Didn't we look for some sort of protections for the soul before we left?
Yeah, that's a good idea too, because you know what I was reading in that journal you showed me. There was something about a guardian in that valley of tombs that we have to go through.
Move shooting, she say. You know, if I was a vampire, I think I'd want to be there instead of some dragons, dude.
Well, Valley of Tombs, that's what they call a passageway that leads up to the tower from below.
Ah,
Well, at least the main entrance. You asked about something in the catacombs, but you see the details that you have there are very sparse. It's as though whoever was writing this wasn't able to explore the catacombs in depth.
it's over 100 years old too. That journal.
My mom told me to quit.
Yes, I'll take care of this real quick. I'll be right.
That scared me for a second. It's like,
I'm like, ah! Ah! It's like a horror movie. Ah!
No, story, not again.
It's going on the television.
and you guys are good at climbing, right? Because I should warn you, we're gonna have to pass by a particularly treacherous stretch here on the path coming up.
We have magic, I believe. If we're not,
Ah, good.
We have
because,
wings.
They call it Shade's Reach, and yeah,
We also have climbing kits.
it's pretty tough to cover, and it's known for travelers falling off all the way down to their doom. So wouldn't want that to happen to you guys. Not this early in the trip, anyway.
We also have those magic climbing kits to help us.
Okay, so you make it your first day. No significant encounters or difficulties. You're able to camp for the evening. Standard precautions taking. I'm assuming.
yeah,
Yes.
the usual.
The usual. With my little shadow watching.
Very good. You awaken the next day and can make your preparations for the day. She says, "Yeah, we're not far from Shay's Reach. We should reach it by midday today."
Right.
Okay, so you reach Shade's Reach, and it is a narrow path that moves along a cliffside ledge. So there's a sheer drop off the edge.
All right. So, depending on how much time we want to spend on this, I could make this path a lot safer.
We could just have one person go to the top, and I can dimension doors all the rest of us.
One more thing I should probably tell you before we move on, but the locals like to talk about how like the spirits of those who have fallen into the abyss will like reach out of the shadows and try to pull you over the edge. So there's also that to look out for.
But what if Lucy and our Mythander flew to the top and gave us like a light, a signal light, and I can just dimension door the rest of us?
Get up there. I have and I could help you with that dimension mode. You don't have so many of your spells also. Either way.
Should be able to take us all.
Is that what you guys do? So how many party members do you have? You have 4 in the party, and then you've got your guide, and the skill patter, as far as I know, is the only mount, right? Everybody
Oh,
else is
that's right
walking.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you could probably just leave that thing here or send it back to Keskarax or something. I mean, I'm not sure if you want to take it all the way to. Well, I mean, just to me, say, take it to the Valley of Tombs.
Is it unpractical?
Well, you know how horses get around the undead. Skill patterns are usually the same way.
I don't know if we want to backtrack that much. If
Maybe
I set it
Alvin.
free, would it be able to take care of itself?
Maybe Alvin wants to take it back to Kiskarax. I'll give him a couple rubies and send him on his way.
A lot of money to give a guy.
Couple of rubies.
I don't. When
What
are we
gold
gonna?
pieces?
He probably needs like 50 gold pop.
Look,
He's a generous fellow.
That's even extravagant. 50 gold would be extravagant.
I don't
1,000
think-
gold.
It's his gold.
I'm not
Let
so
him do what he wants.
I'm not so sure you have to send your manservant to do all that. Just let it graze here. I'll collect it on the way back and I'll put it up in Keskarax for me. I have an account there at the stables. They'll take care of it until you come
All
back.
right. All right. We can leave the skill pattern here.
As an Alvin says, yes, I would not wish to leave your side so soon, my master.
I'm not your master. Just
Yes. Shall I polish your sword some more?
no, you don't touch that sword. If you value your soul.
Do.
It's hilarious.
I don't think he meant that sword.
He's a very sticky. Oh, can't touch this. Both songs can fit.
That's what he said in the tent last night.
That's right.
This is solid stone, though, right? This
Yes, it is
cavern
stone.
and
I'm sorry,
earth.
we got to goofing around here. What was the plan?
So, is there just we just have to get up there?
Yeah, I can take myself and 3 others on the dimension door.
And I can fly.
Can fly.
Right,
So
we
we
just
got-
starts glide up there.
Got Maya, Lucian, and Cyzil.
I mean, technically, Simon has a climb speed, but you know.
Yeah, if you could just go right through the earth, then why wouldn't you?
Yeah. At least I think I have a climb speed. Let me double check that.
Hey, I could do that too. And she casts Earth Glide and jumps into the wall.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
That's one fewer. Anybody else want to be teleported instead?
No thank.
I mean, I'll take a teleport because I'm guessing that's like a. How high is this?
Yeah,
Like if I,
so less than 800 feet.
Yeah, I take it. I'll be telling you. I'll take
My
it.
You mean the drop? It drops into the abyss. You can't quite see the bottom. Just
my
drops.
climb speed is 20, so I mean, I could. It'd take me a while to walk that, but I can do it. A slow climber,
mean,
but I'm a climber.
If I
Yeah,
if
mean,
I
the
fly
climb-
down, how long would it take me?
The climb you have to go along a few hundred feet along the edge. It will take. You can either climb or use your acrobatics to move along safely. If you fly down, I don't know. You just have to start flying. See how long it takes you to get down there.
Yeah, I would start flying.
Okay. You're flying down.
I'm flying down.
Okay, so he's flying down.
Party, sure. Fly into a giant spider's web. Finished.
Okay, so while he is doing that, you guys dimension door across the couple hundred feet. I take it.
Yeah, if we could see it. I was waiting for a point of light or something to Dimension Door 2.
Okay, well, we're saying and do things a
Wait,
little bit out
wait
of
a
order.
second. Do
So
we have to
No, no,
get?
I was going to go last and Dimension Door once we get a point of light when
Do we
somebody
have to
else
go
has
down, or
arrived.
do we have to go across something?
you have to go across. So you're
Okay.
going
So we
down.
don't have to go
is-
down.
No, you don't.
No, I
have to
just
go.
want to go to where we have to go. I don't want to go. I just said I would fly down because I thought we have to go down.
Yeah, I thought we had to climb up.
No,
So-
yeah, you have
Yeah, I
to
thought
make
we were
your way
climbing
across
up.
the abyss, across the ledge, which is over an abyss. So you're making your way a couple hundred feet
Okay.
along the ledge to your destination point, which is
Oh, okay.
upish from here, but it falls down into into the hole. So you're not
Okay. No,
flying
I
into
would.
the hole.
I will not fly into the abyss. I will just fly across the. Till I reach the other end,
The expanse.
and then I will cast a little light spell for Snorri to get over.
And then we'll Dimension Door the rest of the way. That was the plan.
Dancing lights.
Okay, make a perception check as you fly across then, Mythander.
Yes, sirree.
No, I won't.
Pretty good.
Okay, so you notice strands of barely visible webbing throughout the cavern here as you fly along, but you're able to spot it and you don't run into it.
Oh
That's
no!
not all guess about a spider, right?
Like a butterfly in a web.
Except a very big web.
I'm a very big butterfly.
That's true. So perhaps it's an appropriately sized web. But you're able to avoid it, and you can shine the light, and everyone can Dimension Door across. Does anybody else do anything? Sure you don't want to fly down into the abyss?
Well, I
do
have
wanna see- Go ahead.
I have a fly extract. I will give it to Alvin, and he can fly down.
Yeah,
You
so
tell
we
him
go,
that you saw
go
spider webs?
What?
Do you tell him that you saw spider webs?
Yes, of course I will tell him to watch out for the spider webs.
And he's like, I really shouldn't do this without my master's permission.
Oh, you have my permission. Adventure is the greatest thrill of your life.
Are you sure
So
those are really big looking spider? It sounds like those are really big spider webs. Are you sure?
Well, don't fly into them.
Is that what you want me to do, Master?
That's advice. Yes.
Okay, so should I like carry a torch or something? You want to cast the
You
light
can see in
spell?
the you can see in the dark.
Well,
Just
Why
give
would
him
you
a
run it?
torch.
What would you
Yes.
want a light spell? I can cast a light spell if you want, but why would you want to pinpoint yourself for any enemies? See,
well, it's
You
just
see
so
that?
you could see me, in case anything, in case I
I-
need to
I-
pull me back or something.
I can sense you.
Okay, you're gonna sense me. Okay. So, like, should I tie like the end of a rope on? You hold to one end
Yeah,
of the rope.
you're
No,
flying.
No, just fly. Okay.
Don't tether yourself.
Okay. So no torch. We
You-
agreed
Why
on
would
that.
you need a torch?
No, just
Just give him a torch if you
fire's
want a
good.
torch.
I'll cast a light spell on a gold piece and give it to him.
Okay, well that works. And he bites on it. He's like, "Yeah, hey, I'll hold on to this for later." And he holds it out. He's like, "Here you go. Okay, now watch me." And he jumps off the edge. And you watch him as he falls. He illuminates a gigantic spider there in the middle of the chasm beneath you. And he gets grabbed and wrapped up into a spider cocoon and carried down into the.
Well,
What?
He was going to be
Yes, he-
annoying anyway.
I mean, we paid 500 gold for that guy. That's,
I paid 500 gold not to fight the master.
I mean,
so are we? Oh, that's too bad. At least the fighter's now distracted.
Yeah.
I guess we have to go get it. That would be the kind thing to do, wouldn't it?
He'll be dead by the time we get there.
He is wrapped up. Safe for later, stored for
Yeah.
later.
At least we can get rid of this danger, you know.
Okay.
You want to
So
fight
we
the
saw
spider
it.
with them?
Maya's
Is
like,
it
well, it is a Durgar. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, that is a good point, Mike.
it's not like
the
he's a
most
true
important-
Dweorg, and he slaps Simon on the shoulder. Ah.
Yeah.
But it was just a dwarger, but it was 500 gold dwarger.
Let's find out about the spider. Is that
Uh,
knowledge engineering? Or
Simon, the
local?
500 gold was not to buy the Durgar. It was not to fight the Durgar's master.
It was knowledge planes. It doesn't look like any kind of spider you've seen before.
I'm not the plains one.
Space spider.
Maybe it just like wrapped him up to be its pet, and they're going to be like great friends for a while.
I will have to go. I will have to go to the bathroom real quick.
Nathanda,
Okay.
you owe me a servant.
We'll take our 9:30 break here in just a minute.
All right, that sounds good. Let's just do it maybe right now while Michael's gone.
Okay, well, you recognize it as a lang spider. This immense purple spider has the leg span of nearly 40 feet and a hideously bloated body, yet still moves with fluid grace. Okay, so I'll tell you more about that after the break.
Okay.
All right. Interesting. We heard the word lang again.
Bottle things.
It's maybe related to those guys we just killed. All right. Let's see on a couple.
So we got a shadow spider of some type.
Spider of Lang.
Yeah, I feel like Klang is becoming our enemy.
I don't
It's
think
funny
Lang
how
is
each of us
seeking.
thought, well, we just keep on going. It was just like,
I don't.
well.
I don't know why Mithander wanted to send him down there in the first place. Mithander's the most moral of all of us. Lucian kind of ambivalent; he doesn't really care, and Snorri's now he's evil. So it's like
Right.
he really doesn't give a shit at all. Mithander's the nice guy. Mithander's like, yeah, here's a potion, go fly down there.
Maybe a bit of bad influence on him.
Maybe we're rubbing off on Mithander.
It really was a question of what were we trying to accomplish there?
Yeah, I'm not even too sure. But if Mithander wanted
Not
them to
either.
do it, well,
Were you trying to get across the chasm? Were you trying to get across it, like a
We're
little
already
race, like a little?
across.
I don't know. Was it like a rope bridge or something?
No, we're already
Or
across.
the wrong ledge?
Yeah. Was
Oh,
Nathaniel
okay.
just kind of like, I hate Dwarger and I want to get rid of this guy?
Yeah, maybe.
I think
No,
just because we
Nathaniel
don't have a
wanted to
visual.
teach him a lesson that he has to think for himself.
Oh, well, it was a short lesson.
He will never do such a thing
I
again.
mean, at this point, I really don't even know if it is a rescue mission because that guy very well may be dead.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he's dead. By the time we
But-
get there, it would definitely be dead.
He was mumbling.
But I don't like leaving a hazard like this in the caves. It's like this is. We probably shouldn't have giant spiders in our country.
This isn't a normal spider. This is a dangerous denizen of
Yeah.
a different plane.
Yeah.
So I think we've
At least you got a good roll.
yeah, we'll know a couple things about it, but
At least
probably know it's probably not to be trifled with.
Can
you
it
can at least
turn?
mourn for Alvin.
Well, he should have thought for himself.
I guess.
Wasn't he told to do so?
He's not a slave anymore.
He's not a
Like,
slave. He could
Think
have.
for yourself like I'm telling you to.
Yeah, if you want to, go ahead.
That's to me to a person who's been a slave their whole life. They're probably like, okay, you told me to do it. He's like a child.
Yeah, he wouldn't have lasted long. Let's be honest.
So is everybody back?
Yeah.
Sounds
Okay,
like it.
so you made your way across the ledge that Cyzil warned you about. Fortunately, the cries of Alvin grow fainter and fainter as he's carried off into the depths of the abyss.
Oh.
So he's still
no
alive.
longer see so we no longer see the spider?
It carried him off into the darkness. Do you wish to follow, pursue?
I don't.
When we left off, Snorri was identifying the spider based off of the look that he got at it.
I have mixed feelings. If my character were just a little bit more on the good side of the spectrum, I would definitely be jumping down this hole.
Old Snorri definitely wouldn't have had him go in the first place.
Were he of the true dwarven blood, I'd say we could not leave him to such a fate. But it's a Dorgar. Who cares?
Right.
Sorry,
It is still
let's
a
be
living.
honest.
He's still a living thing.
Let's be honest.
What is it though?
A
Tell
living
us about it.
thing.
If he could not accomplish this simple task, something else would have gotten him very soon,
No.
much sooner than later.
I will say these kinds of creatures that track off things to a lair, they tend to have a lair, and there tends to be treasure.
In Snorri's, what Snorri knows about these spiders, how dangerous are they?
Okay, so what you saw was an immense purple spider with a leg span of nearly 40 feet and a hideously bloated body, yet it was still moving with a fluid grace. You know that they are pretty darn dangerous. So you're gonna get 2 questions. Of course, as spiders, they have the typical spider things such as dark vision, low light vision, tremor sense, perception, pretty good AC. They do
Poison.
they do bite, but they also manipulate weaponry from time to time.
Oh.
Known to carry around flails and even bolas, which they can use to bring down their prey. They do have some spell-like abilities.
I'm joked.
In addition to their spider poison. The spiders of Lang have long warred with that realm's more humanoid denizens, that as you know from your esoteric studies. Yet this does not make them spider allies of sane life. These spiders see themselves as deserving of true positions of power, and the only creatures they suffer to live apart from their kin are their magically controlled slaves.
Oh, so he's just going to become a slave again.
Okay, well,
That has to be like the shortest freed slave in the whole thing.
you know what? I offered him his freedom to do whatever he wanted. He insisted on coming.
If you're free, you're a slave again. Ah.
He made his own bed.
I think we should. He deserves to be saved. Even though you could have set him free at any time.
I did
We
immediately.
did set him free.
I immediately set him free. I told him not to come
And he
with us. We're going someplace dangerous.
And he went. And what happened? He went to go back down to the caves.
Cyzil says, "Well,
enslaved again."
I was trying to stay out of this, but you did tell him to jump into the pit just then, and like there was a monster totally waiting."
Yeah, Miss Andy, I'm curious why you did that.
Yeah. Why did you do that, man?
I want to understand your motives.
Why were we trying to do that?
He was a Duraga.
Ah, okay. So
Oh,
there's
you just don't like Dwarga. All right.
some racial hatred. All right.
Maybe I'm still loyal to the Spider Queen.
Oh no. Between the spiders. That is suspicious.
How far away? How far away is the spider now?
We don't know. It's just down there. We've been like sitting here like talking for a minute.
Yeah,
Like,
so
ooh.
it descended back along the side of the cavern to a cubby hole, further down.
Okay, so we see where it went.
So you said it uses spells.
You have an idea of where it went.
So
What kind of spells does it
All
use, Jamie?
Okay, is that one of your questions?
That's one of my questions, yeah.
Okay, so they have a constant arcane sight, freedom of movement, and use of tongues.
Constant?
Yes, constant.
Those are all pretty high level spells.
They can at will dispel magic and fabricate webs. 3 times a day, airwalk, invisibility, major image. Once a day, charm monster, insanity, mirage arcana, and veil.
All right, we don't want to mess with these guys. All right, that's it. Snorri just starts walking. He's like, "This is it knows greater magic than I do."
What about your other question?
Resistances?
Okay, so they are immune to cold, confusion, and insanity effects, immune to poison, immune to sonic attacks. They do have a spell resistance.
All right. Well,
oh wow.
I'll lay all that out. I'll lay all that out and say there's magics there that are well beyond me. I don't think this is a foe we should trifle with.
Agreed, indeed.
I think we should go fight it
Okay.
and save and be heroes of heroes.
In a democracy, we have 2 votes to the negative, 1 to the positive. What does everyone else say?
Are we planning on coming back this way?
So Cyzil says, well, does that mean I get a vote? I mean, even though technically...
Absolutely. And Maya and everybody. Of course. We're all on the same team.
She closes her eyes and kind of rolls her eyes back in her head. And then she opens them and bends down and picks up a handful of dirt, casts it in the air. And she says, She says, "Well, I'll say some prayers to Desna, but he, he seemed to have chosen his own fate.
All right.
I say we keep going."
Our guide says to leave it. I'm good with our guide. Let's roll.
Maya?
I have been outvoted.
Worst case, we come. We on the way back. We come back and free all the spider slaves, right?
That's a
Yeah.
good
so-
Maya says, "Yes,
Because-
we'll free them on the way back."
Yes.
Let me do it now.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
Make a point of it.
I mean, there's a good chance it was here before. It'll be there the next time we come through.
Well, before I vote, I just
I
want
guess
to
we-
say, if it was me that was carried off by a spider,
If it was you,
you'd
Maya,
come
we'd
save
go after.
me, wouldn't you?
Wish you, Maya,
Absolutely.
they still think about it.
I mean, you're not a dwarger, so
I'm not.
We wouldn't have let you jump into the pit in the first place,
I'm not.
Maya.
I'm
Wouldn't
not.
have encouraged you to.
I don't believe them, Maya. I think I'll be the only one that wanted to go save you.
You're not saying I'm an NPC. No, don't tell me it's not true. No.
I mean, there's NPCs. There's NPCs. I mean,
Yeah.
if it had been Maya or a new Snurf Niblin.
Let's be honest.
Yeah,
I didn't want to move
yeah.
that many around for the next
Damn
6
it, that-
adventures. Yeah.
All
It was
the
gonna get
wonderful,
caught- He was going to get
Damn it,
caught
Dan,
in a
all
fireball sooner or later.
and Miss Dan, all the wonderful poisons you could have had. Oh well.
You mean poisons from the spider? Ew. Who'd want to get close enough to that thing to get any poison out of it?
We'd have to get right up in its face to kill it.
This one would.
Personally, I don't like spiders, and I doubly don't like spiders that carry little weapons around, or in this case, giant weapons around, because that was a pretty damn big spider.
Yeah.
Oh, use the
Dwarves aren't afraid of
spell.
poison.
Spell insanity was what scared
So,
Snorri
it
off.
was of huge size, just so you know. It was huge.
Yeah, it's a big
Oh,
old
was
thing.
it?
Yeah, it was a big
Yeah.
spider.
Yeah, so Snorri's got a spider that could drop a 7th level insanity spell. Infected creature suffers from a continuous confusion effect. It's permanent.
Oh,
Yeah, remove curse does not remove insanity. Greater restoration, heal, limited wish, miracle, or wish.
That sounds intense.
Yes. That's not something to be fucked with.
Oh,
we could
well.
always try the way back. Oh well, I tried.
I
So
said
how's,
prayers.
how's Alvin's
tip
will
my-
save?
I tipped my hat off to the old dwarf.
But he was a Durgar. There's a difference. We're Dwayorg. They're Durgar. See the difference?
Tell me, what was a Zwerg again?
I tipped my hat off to the cave dwarf.
Yes, the Swek are the dark ones.
All right,
Well, I guess
let's.
we'll keep on trucking. Poor Alvin. We'll have to. Maybe we'll be able to find him on our way back.
So Mike, he keeps saying Dwayorg, so just so you know, this is what he is saying. That's their proper name for the dwarves here in this particular part of
Okay, where will come.
the Galarian.
Okay. Well, that actually sounds like decent.
And then the Diverg.
So where
So
are we
was this
going
guy?
again?
Was Alvin a Dweorg or a Dwer?
He was a
Diverger.
Diverger. He was a Dwayorg.
Oh, okay. I'd say these Dwargs guys look pretty cool. I think I'd be able to hang with them. Let's see. Or is that what we are?
She is a Snurf Niblin. You are
Okay.
Dwayorg.
We are Dweorg.
Yes.
Alright, cool.
The most common dwarven subtype. Yes.
The proper dwarves.
Yes, mate of the
All right, cool.
sternest of stone.
All right.
Okay, so you're able
Wouldn't
to.
it be a diamond?
make it across. Of stone, yes, of stone. Unless you count diamond as a diamond, then it's really a stone. So yeah, it's like that. Except harder than that. The sternest. That's what Drow are made from. What do you know of that? Elf, no doubt your god made you of flower petals and gnats' farts.
Now, no need to. Uh, uh, no need to be mean.
I wasn't. I was just saying your type is rather delicate, but as long as you aim your magic boomstick in the right direction, you're okay by me. As long as I don't get you confused with some of those other dark elves when we're like smashing them in the heads in the middle of the night, we'll be okay. But not smashing your head by not doing
All right.
So
This is
no
getting
meat for you tonight.
this is getting weird. All right.
So you guys are able to bed down again for the next evening. Standard precautions, unless you wanted to do anything
Standard.
atypical.
I've been on our usual
So
watches.
Cyzil says, sure, it's weird that right after you guys got in that tussle with those people of Lang, that right after that you got like a Lang spider right behind you too. Wonder if that thing's
May-
following you or something.
Oh,
I don't
crap.
know.
Oh
Probably
well.
some sort of rift.
Just
I
make
think
sure
that
we
was a
make
little
it to
suspicious.
make sure we make it to that valley, okay?
All right, so I guess we need to keep watch out for a ginormous spider.
Yeah, I'll take the alarm spell.
Supernatural. It's supernaturally like graceful.
It makes you insane for looking at it. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll take the alarm, or I'll do an alarm spell before we bed down.
Of course, my shadow joins the watch.
Self little nook to sleep in the ground.
Okay. Very good.
It's a nice little cave.
It's going to be an audible alarm.
So everyone hears it.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea. Okay, you're able to rest through the evening without any difficulties. Well,
Did Amathander find out anything about Cyzil's map?
what was your total once you take 20?
27.
That's pretty good. Just that you help her piece together just a map of the greater area, kind of like you see here, where it makes sense.
That's all right. Then we have a big picture. I will copy it into one good map.
Well, I was trying to put a picture up for you of the spider, but I can't see where I put it. Hold on.
Being that it's something of Lang, I'm sure it's not pretty.
Okay. Let that upload for a second. And you continue on the next day. Your journey taking you past a waterfall and even a whirlpool. You watch the water tumbling through a narrow cleft in the ceiling into a small pool. The roar of the water is actually pretty loud if you get right up to it.
There's no octopus fling in there.
Hey, maybe we should hold that octopus out towards the water and see if anything happens.
Yeah, why don't we get Alvin to go swimming in the water until
Alvin!
Alpha's not here.
Knew we should have kept him for something.
Okay, this is not here, but this is what you saw.
Yeah, that's a horse.
It's hard to describe the body plan of that thing. It's simultaneously very spider-like and very not spider-like.
It makes my head hurt to look at it, to tell you the truth.
It's like it's got 10 legs. They have a cephalothorax. That's an interesting thing. Yeah, that's. We'll kill that later. We'll kill it once we have a good way to get around that insanity, or to being insane.
Once you guys get away from the waterfall, the floor starts to gradually slope upwards in the cavern. It doesn't impede your movement or anything, but you can tell you've kind of turned and you're heading back towards the surface. Yeah, like it says, it's at the bottom of this cavern, this chasm, the defile. Just straight up out of it. Yeah, I haven't been too close to it myself. I do go out to the market out past that way a few times every now and then.
There's a market nearby?
Yeah, the midnight market. It's just at the edge of the passageway into the mountains there. You know, it's kind of a last stop place to shop. A lot of humanoids, but not too many humans, if you know what I mean.
Yes. Well,
Okay, explain to me how they know what midnight is if they don't even have a sun or a moon here.
This is above ground. The midnight market is.
what? We're
Oh, it
close to
is.
the surface?
No, the midnight market. You guys are confusing me. This is above ground. I'm just telling you. I've been out that way.
Ah.
So
No, I'm from Rotu, which is below ground, but that's back
No, we were
that
just
way
wondering-
past Embla.
right now we're near the midnight market, right?
Yeah. How
No,
far is it to
We're
the?
nowhere near the midnight market. We're leaving
Okay.
Kestrax.
All right.
The midnight market is beyond where you're going.
Okay.
I'm just telling you, out that way, it's one of the last vestiges of civilization that you'll find. I don't know why you'd want to go there, but I don't know how long you guys are planning on staying.
Mhm.
You said market, and we became curious.
Yes. Yeah, the midnight market. And they know about midnight because it's above ground. Though we know about midnight below ground too, you know. Midnight's not just about the position of the sun and the moon like the humans think. It's a state of mind, you see.
Time of day.
All right.
State of mind. What mushrooms have you been taking?
None yet, but where we're going, there are some good ones.
Don't take any shit from Sonori.
You'll wake up with your shirt on backwards.
Yes.
Ho! You hear a voice call out from ahead in the caverns. This is near the end of your traveling day.
Lucian, he just called you a hoe.
Hey, you guys, you see that? What's that look? Does that look like a dwarf to you?
How far away is it?
It's at the far end of the cavern there, a good 120 feet away.
Yeah, I can't see that far.
I can't see that far.
120 now. I have the 60
Far away?
feet standard.
Well, maybe we should get closer.
All right.
Well, I don't. But doesn't Mythander just tell us what he sees?
Yeah, what do you see there? Eagle eyes?
What do I see?
It looks like a dwarf, particularly another deep dwarf, a dwerger.
It looks like some kind of dwarf. Why don't you go and speak to him? Simon and Maya.
All right.
I don't think he would like to see a drow here.
So he's already hailed us, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he sees us.
Yeah, so you
He's-
see appears to be a dwarf, and there's some kind of humanoid standing behind it, like a gray-skinned humanoid.
All right. Okay, yeah, I'll go. Is what about our guide? Is she just staying back, or
It looks like a dwarf to me. Why don't you
Let's go and
dwarven
meet him.
types talk to him?
so I'm dwarven? I guess I'll hello.
Yeah, we'll move up, and I'll be wary of an ambush.
We are travelers.
Okay, so you move up closer, and you can see that it is actually another dwerger. And he has standing behind him what appears to be an undead of some type. You can tell that the face is sunken in, the skin has turned gray and gaunt.
Well, I'm instantly, cautious now. What?
But Snorri, you know what that is? Once you get within 60 feet?
I can see that 90, I believe.
Yeah,
Are
it
you
looks
also
like a
traveling
ghoul.
along this road?
A
of some
ghoul.
sort.
So a ghoul or a ghast, something like that.
Probably not a great thing. So, are you also traveling?
Aye, have you come to do business? That's why I hailed you.
Business.
Making
Perhaps
my
what-
way back to Cascarax. Been down to the depths. Just leaving Vethin's hold.
Did I know about Bethan's Soul being this way?
You can make a knowledge local or knowledge geography check.
Well, there or just them two.
Sure, anybody
I'm
that
not-
wants to roll on it, it'll be different results
Okay.
for.
Well, Simon
Different
didn't know that
backgrounds.
with his knowledge local. Maybe the knowledge geography. Nope, still don't know. Well, maybe I've heard of it.
Roll one.
Anybody else know anything about this place?
No, I don't know anything.
All right.
Okay, not very good. Yeah, so
Cyzil might.
Mythander has heard of Vethin's Hold. It's another trading post between the dwarves and the deep dwarves. It's much deeper down though, but no one else seems to be familiar with it.
So you have some items to sell?
Aye, Geth the trader's what they call me. Geth Quilloy. This is a hard name to say. I'm gonna put it. I present myself to a fair and open trade with all who I encounter on these roads. Though I do wish to forewarn you that I live and trade by term and a bet, if that's okay.
Wait a minute. Anything you're looking for?
Well, what are you looking for? Always in the need of magic items and healing and good weaponry. Sell to both the drow and the dwarves alike.
We got some, what about armor? Shields?
If it's
Full
in
plate.
drow or dwarf size, I'll take it. And you see that his ghoul is like carrying a little strong box, and it has like a big backpack with stuff all stuffed in it.
Adorable.
We definitely have some 2 masterwork full plate armors, some shields, some flails, masterwork.
It's all high
Would
quality.
you have any? So high quality. What about yourself? What do you offer?
I have precious stones here to offer and purchase. Or if you need items in trade, here I have an assortment of weaponry and other goods as well. What is it ye be seeking?
Anyone need any specialized weaponry?
We could always use healing and
So he has like basic like potions and scrolls and that sort
Yeah.
of stuff if you need
that sort of
things.
stuff. Yeah.
Adventuring gear and that sort of thing.
Unless you just want to change it for gems that we can carry around
Yeah.
more easily.
Let's change these items for some gems. Then make it, less cumbersome. So I bring out the 2 masterwork full plate, the 2 masterwork steel shields, masterwork flails, 2 of them. I'm scrolling down the stuff we've gotten. We got 6 masterwork longswords.
Where you be coming with all these works? Get near to the war, have you?
We're just trying to. It's hard to find places you can trade, get a fair trade. Gentlemen, dwarven gentlemen like yourself. Yeah, far between these dark, deep lands.
I see. And what of you, Drow? Lost the
We also
stomach for
got
war
a-
yourself? He's talking to Mythander now, while you guys are conducting business.
And they got a masterwork bastard sword. All that.
Okay, you can figure out what you want to sell to him, and as you get ready to hand things over, and he gets his pouch out, he says, "We must abide by the term in a bet," and he hands you a D10.
He hands me a D10.
Yeah, he
Awesome.
wants you to roll it.
Is it magical?
It's not magical.
Okay, hold on.
What do we? What's the deal here?
We must abide
He
by the
wants us to roll.
term in a bet. He agreed when I approached.
The Terminabat. What is this?
Is
Well,
that
he
a
hasn't
local?
rolled the die yet.
Can we do a knowledge local or nat on that
Yeah.
term?
Cyzil.
Sure.
We have a guide for a reason, Cyzil.
So, term in a bet. Let me see if I know what he's talking about.
Like if its lowest roll sacrifices their life, then we're not interested. Shit gets weird.
Well, it's a strange code that some of the deep merchants go by, where it's kind of a pay it forward, take it forward kind of deal. Where on a roll level 1, the item that's offered in sale should be given, but on a 2 through 9, it is traded, and on a 10, the seller actually owes you more for it.
Well, we don't even know what we're rolling for.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
haven't-
This is
For the items he offered. That's what he said. For the items he offered, and he points at the pile of stuff.
Just roll a 1.
Okay, we'll
Just
take a
roll
roll.
one. I mean, obviously, why would you roll anything else?
4.
Okay, so fair enough, and he hands you the gems in exchange.
It's just gonna make it an equivalent value, basically.
Yeah, normal price.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll get the numbers over the break, and we'll just divide it up the gems.
Yeah, regular sale price, and then whatever you wanted
Yeah.
to buy from him, he has to roll for a tournament bet as well. Were you guys gonna get any potions or anything, or what did you want?
We need to sell any of that stuff of Ling we got. Don't know if we want to keep the statue of indeterminate use.
I'm sure he wasn't even interested. We don't know how much is valued at, so.
Do you ask
Can I
him?
roll an appraise on that statue?
Do you ask him?
You said no. Well, we could ask him. Can I roll an appraise on that statue,
Sure.
or was that like not an option? I wasn't sure.
You can roll. I rolled.
Oh, that was wrong. That was the wrong
secretly, and you
button.
rolled the one.
Okay. Well, that was the wrong button, but it was funny.
And you
That would
rolled
have
a
been
three.
better. Yeah, 3 was the right answer. 3 was the right answer. I
You
misclicked.
don't know what. You know how much we do.
Yeah, I have no idea how much that thing costs. I am
Have you a
trained
question
in
for-
appraisal, but I am not good at appraisal.
Have you questions for Geth the Merchant? We've traded now
Ah,
and
we
abided
got-
by the term and a bet. Our deal is done.
Have you? Okay, I'd say, have you ever seen this? And then hold out the octopus.
It's my brother-in-law's statue.
I hold out the bronze statue.
I seems to be representative of some elder thing. Best take it back to wherever you got it.
So nothing of real value, then you say?
Well, you didn't ask me to appraise it for you, did you?
You said, I'm assuming it's not worth anything, so we'll take it back, I guess, huh?
No, a worked bronze statue like that's definitely worth a few hundred. I'd give you a better estimate, but I'd have to get a closer look at it.
So
Yeah.
a couple of hundred gold pieces.
Take a look.
Just walk
So-
closer with it. I don't necessarily need to touch it. And he leans in. I'd say 400 gold, or the equivalent thereof, to a humanoid trader of your choice.
Okay.
You're not interested?
Not in that piece, no. I tend not to mess with the stranger folk, as I call them. They sail
Yes.
across those
We
strange
have-
seas there in the deeper depths. Don't trust anything that comes across on those galleys.
So what
We do have one. We do have this silken wig or this brown shawl you may be interested in. You know,
That is a good wig. A nice wig indeed. Yeah, I mean, he'll buy all
Me-
that kind of stuff. He does want the statue, though. He's not interested
I mean,
in that.
we got a rogue of bones, and he has an undead, so
Yeah.
don't know if we want to be giving him that kind of thing, but possibly something he'd be very interested in.
Are you interested in this robe?
Aye,
It's,
we could deal for it.
It kind of itches. I don't know.
Has
What
a
you-
bit of
the
magic
robo
about
bones.
it, it does.
If you gave me something of more interest, then I would trade. A regular trade, not a roll the dice trade.
It is a regular trade
all
game.
deals with the merchants of the deep abide by the term and the bet. Have you
Well,
a
we-
sense of honor, fair trade, and commerce?
No, none at all.
I cannot deal with you.
All right, then I'll keep my robe.
ooh, it's not valuable.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah, it would have been handy for him though. Skeletons and zombies and
yeah. If we had a necromancer, it's a great item for a necromancer.
Zombie.
Right. Well, do we have any more business?
We have no more business if you do not abide by the term and the bet.
I must say that custom is bizarre.
What would you have all of the underworld fall into chaos? There must be an order to things.
Yeah, and nothing like a dice roll to make things orderly.
That's right.
Numbers on the dice go in a perfect order from 1 to 10.
Yeah.
I guess you don't have anything with.
Well, if you
Yes,
plan
I
on
have.
going deep, I do have a few things that might interest you. And he holds
But then
up,
show us what you have.
he holds up a set of amulets with serpents on them. Ah, see ye these? The amulets of Saheloth, worn by the serpent folks of the domes below. Wearing these might help ye pass unnoticed, mistaking ye for themselves, as they use these to identify their clans.
I don't think we're passing any serpent folk. Are we, Cyzil?
She says, no, we don't have to go through the domes if you don't want to.
Perfect.
Now, what of this? The soul nets of the Kashmarat. Said to be
Team.
used by dark stalkers to stalk their prey. Used to catch
Magical.
the souls of their prey, not preventing them from escaping into the cosmos and continuing on to their final destination.
Who would want to catch a soul? That's very, very bad.
Well,
Catch a
dark
soul.
stalkers do. That's where
You
I
mean
got it.
you mean like a certain person's
You don't know my sword does that.
Oh, we don't.
No. You haven't examined it. You haven't.
Oh, I thought. Oh, you never said it. Okay.
No, I haven't told anybody about that. It's Black Razor of Legend.
So, well, if you're not interested, then I consider our business concluded. Then.
Yeah, they're not the risky types like I am. But thanks for the jewelry, the gems, and the such.
Indeed. And may the deeps be ever at your back. And he nods and turns towards his ghoul servant and says, "Come on." And the ghoul stands up straight and follows behind him. And they shuffle off into the darkness back the way that you came.
Interesting.
Well, at least we got some value before that being was in this haversack.
Yes, I didn't understand that dice game that they were playing. I didn't want to. I don't like to bet.
Well,
Yeah, you just don't want to roll.
it to you.
Just roll anything but a 1.
It's determined a bet. Yeah, if you rolled a 1, you would have had to give him everything, or else he'd have tried to kill you for it. And if he'd have rolled a 1 while he was talking to you, he would have given it to you. See, the gods giveth and the gods taketh away.
That makes no sense.
It's gambling.
It makes no
Give a
sense.
chance.
They're deep dwarves. What did you expect?
There's a reason we feed them to spiders.
So basically, what's gonna happen is we roll a 1. We roll a 1. We beat them up and we take all their items.
Yeah, you probably would have done that anyway after watching you guys.
Yeah. We may encounter that more in the future, though, so we may have to abide by this term in a bit as we go deeper.
Yeah, the Dorga are a little loony. I don't know if you've noticed that or not. Not for nothing, but those mines that they live in, they're all the way down deep. Way deep. Just before you get to the font of darkness. I don't even like talking about that kind of stuff. It's even deeper than the orchard. Or the narrows of Wrath. So yeah, deep. That's what I'm saying.
Do I know either of those places?
You can roll on each one of them. So I can give you 1, 2, 3,
Geography,
4 rolls,
I guess.
sure, or history.
They're all the same. Guess that's for each one.
Okay, you got 1.
So I guess the second
2
one.
more.
What else is it?
And we
Student
also
of geography.
want to roll
Or
geography
history.
or all right. So you're familiar with the minds of the Duergar, and like she's saying, they are indeed deep. We'll let Maya roll. Here you go.
A little more knowledgeable.
Yeah, only those dark dwarves would live down past the strange ones and the caverns that lead off into hidden worlds and the strange otherworldly orchard of Yquillume. Have to pass through all those before you even get to the mines of the Dergar.
Sounds like quite a journey.
Yes, and one that I have no interest in taking anytime soon. Thankfully, we're headed in the other direction.
Perfect.
True. We are kind of going
Uh,
towards the surface, aren't we?
Yes, you're going up, and all of that is down.
True. Well,
Yeah,
so we have
the Dwargar is the kingdom is a strange place to be, filled with factions and warring politics. Ah, not accommodating to the likes of you and I at all. Oh, this is Maya talking, but yeah, it kind of
isn't
took
that
on that
the
Drow
same
accent.
direction the Drow are in though?
They're away from the Drow, so you guys can see on the map now that the Holoth is over to your west. So all this would be to the south from where you are now. So southeast from the Drow.
Right.
Aye, the depths are an ever winding thing. They say if you go through far enough, you'll come out upside down on the other side of the
That would be interesting, though.
world.
It would be.
Yeah.
It would be.
Did you fall?
Yeah, but few have reason to uh, to make dealings with the Derricker that deep. It's best that they are avoided and encountered outside of their natural habitat, where they're more inclined to deal with the upper worlders. So yeah, and Maya knows of the other things too: the Narrows of Brath, the Flagon of the Death God. There's even the hidden worlds of Jupiter Quan, one of the deep gods as they are known. The orchards of Iquilume, another filled with otherworldly worshippers of some elder beast. Yes, each level to the Underworld is more horrible than the one that preceded it, until you get all the way past the mines and down to the very center itself, with the font of darkness. But that is a story for another time, for my bones grow weary as we have traveled all day. I must rest my eyes now.
Tired I am.
And with
Rest
that,
I must.
we cut to. So you're able to rest your third evening. No intrusions.
No spiders chasing us.
No spiders. No drow. Just quiet.
it was so funny. Right then, I looked at my leg, felt something on it, and with a spider on my leg. How big, like a little brown thing. I was like, ah!
Oh,
had to
Jesus.
had to flick it off of me.
That's funny.
That's gross. Not a fan of spiders.
Are you?
Can you not be a
No.
fan of spiders?
Don't like them. Spiders kind of freak me out.
Do they?
Yeah. Especially the bigger ones. Smaller ones, nah, whatever.
Like
What is big
silver
for
dollar
you?
side with legs.
Oh yeah, I'd be out of there. Forget that.
Yeah, yeah, it would like
Yeah.
come right on my knee.
Oh my God.
I
Silver
just
dollar
flicked it.
size? Jesus
Huh?
Christ.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
are not.
yeah.
The girlfriend's kid is definitely afraid of it. Like, won't even stay in the same room.
You're
That
gonna
he sees
die.
one.
Those are not the ones you have to worry about. What you have to worry about are the black widows and the little brown recluses. So brown
The
recluses.
brown
Yeah.
recluse. Yeah, we have them here too.
Those are the ones that the people that work on houses hate.
That's
They
what.
come in clusters.
That's what
Army
bit
of
me,
them.
and did not give me spider powers at all.
No.
Yeah,
Just
I've been
straight
bit by a brown
dreams and
recluse.
lots
It's not
of
fun.
pain and yeah.
Oh, the Black Widow is mainly just the pain train.
Hmm.
The brown recluse was not fun.
Okay, so you're able to set off for your next day of activities. Yeah, we're getting pretty close. Actually, we should be able to reach the valley by the end of a day's travel.
Excellent.
Cyzil tells you.
Perfect.
Yeah, I want to gather up those mushrooms too, and after that, you guys are on your own.
Excellent. Well, we thank you for bringing us this far.
You want to really
Yes.
go this whole way alone? Back to the spider?
I'll be there in the blink of an eye, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's the fast way. Kind of like when I appear in another place, but farther.
So, Mythander, you guys were asking me about the midnight market. Look, I'll give you directions as best I can if you want to make a little map.
Okay.
She'll explain to you guys how to get over to the midnight market, which is above ground, mind you, but it's where the valley leads into the mountain range. So it's one of the last places where you can actually go and do trading and pick up supplies. Not a lot of places for those out here. Now, mind you, it's not
Thank
like
you.
Stonehome, but it's a good little
Is it
good
like
little
Keskarax?
outpost. Yeah, it's not a whole lot different from Keskarax, except instead of being overseen by a big Titan's eye, from what I understand, the ruler, Mistress Amela, may be a vampire. But aside from that, it's just your regular kind of merchant place.
Oh, vampires. We would never want to deal with vampires, right, guys?
No. Best avoided.
Yeah, it's perched across a chasm. There's a little fortress with a bridge thingy built above it. And yeah, you just go right across and right in, and it's pretty safe inside. As far as I know, the vampires don't eat people or anything if you're in there to do trading. They do have honor after all. But anyway, so she describes how to get there for him.
Twisted version of it, maybe.
Okay,
Right.
so
That was helpful. So thank you. Let's
You
find
guys-
your mushrooms.
you guys continue making your way throughout the day, climbing, jumping, crossing expanses. And you make your way into a cavern that is covered in spotted fungi. They look like ordinary mushrooms, except that they are glowing in the darkness, so they're actually casting the room into normal light. Well,
Oh.
kind of. They glow in the dark, however that works.
Normal-ish.
Yeah.
Bioluminescence.
And you notice
Yeah.
something moving about between some of the larger mushroom growths. Some sort of bipedal creature.
Smurfs.
No, it's bigger than that.
La la la
I gotta dress like Gargamel.
la la la.
Turn them into gold. Okay, all right. I'm sorry, I apologize.
I see what you have unleashed.
Didn't know what I was creating. Oh, that is a red Smurf.
Yeah, so it's like clutching one of its arms, and it's dragging its weapon behind it, and it's oozing green blood from its wounds.
We can clearly see it.
Yes, you can see it, and
Why
it
does
sees
this thing
you,
look friendly?
Okay.
and
What?
it turns and starts like going the other way.
Okay. We've seen these before. The Babawa Devil.
Do we think we need to worry about that? Is it going to attack our guide?
Yes. From what I know of them, they're very violent.
Well, that one
Seems
to
like
have,
it's fleeing.
These
Yeah.
Something's hurt it. What it's doing here on its own, I don't know. Curious. I'll cast Bark Skin.
Just take a quick look at it. So it appears to be injured.
Yes.
It's just may have been in a battle. So I wonder if we should be more worried about it or whatever it fought.
Well, it's still alive. Chances are high that it already killed what it injured.
Perhaps.
Yes, we've dealt with these creatures before. These denizens of hell.
teleport.
So
Probably just. Go ahead.
it's walking away from you, and it kind of like ducks between some large mushrooms where you can't see it anymore.
So is this a devil or a demon?
That
devil.
is a demon,
Babawa? I thought they were devils.
a babowed demon.
Oh, okay. I'm
They
thinking
are
of-
made from the souls of murderers.
There's a difference between devils and demons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
lawful and
Yeah.
chaotic.
Yeah, devils are lawful. You can somewhat trust them to keep their end of a bargain.
Who's
To a
your
point.
planer?
Yeah,
Devil's
that's me. We fought these before, lots of times. I think 3 times now.
Doesn't mean he's afraid of us.
So Maya says, well, if I remember what Snorri told us last time, it was, it all begins with the abyss, right? See,
Yes, the
because
abyss.
before there was anything, there was nothing. But then when something became something, the abyss came from nothing. So there was something and the abyss, right?
My spell only lasts for so long.
Makes perfect
Yes.
sense.
Okay, so there's something which is our world that the gods are building for us, and then there's the nothing that is the abyss. And at the very edge of the abyss are what they call daemons. These are the things that are living there. And they're not very nice because apparently they live next to the abyss. And it leads one's disposition to be ill mannered. And the daemons existed before man, and maybe even before the gods, because when there was the abyss, so too were there the daemon. But it was when the mortal began to walk across the land. That
Maya.
was when
Maya,
demons
are you
first
alright?
appeared.
have you been ensorcelled?
Well, I was trying to remember what you told me, you know.
Yes, well,
He's a
So
bard.
that means they
Just
would
short
be
thing.
very nice people if they would live on the surface, in the
No,
sun, with
they're
some
not.
nice fruits and
no.
So,
nice meat.
They're made from the souls of murderers. So,
demons are pretty universally bad. So
Yeah.
very,
you guys-
very few redeeming qualities in a demon.
Yeah.
You guys hear a voice, and he goes, you know, I could hear you guys talking over there. Like, if you just move on, I won't bother you, and you don't bother me or my portal, and you just keep moving, and I'll just stay here, okay?
yeah, we don't. We're not going to just attack you for no reason.
Okay, that's good, because I wouldn't attack you for no reason either.
No,
No,
not at all.
not
You
at
wouldn't
all.
lie about that either.
Nope.
No, that's
Do you
what.
pinky swear?
Just stay away from my portal. You guys can go on that way, and I'll stay here. And I
Should
won't
we
follow
be
you.
worried about a portal to the probably demon realm, abyss, whatever? Those aren't usually a good thing.
No,
Where
It's
does
not
your
a-
portal lead?
it's not our concern, though.
Well, I'm not really supposed to talk about that with you guys. I'm just supposed to watch it for now. So
You look wounded.
you just go your way. Don't worry about it. I won't follow you. You don't bother
Did you
me. I
just
won't bother you.
did you just vanquish a foe?
Yeah, I've vanquished lots of foes.
I could offer you healing if you tell us your story. Who did you just fight?
Well, what kind of healing do you have?
Healing. I could heal you.
The good stuff.
You can heal even me, where my flesh drips acid. And he steps forward, and you see like green dribble out of his skin, and it hits the mushroom and begins dissolving it.
Good light wound still works on him. I'll heal you first. Just to show you that I'm not afraid of you and I trust you.
Mm.
I've dealt with your kind before. 15 hit points back.
Okay, so you don't say. Well, I guess, tit for tat. He takes his spear and he reaches with the tip down behind some mushrooms and he picks up what looks to be like a small winged helmet, but you hold it up and you realize that it's the inert form of a small archon.
Oh no.
Oh.
I had a couple of these I had to take care of. I don't know if they're
Did they
trying to
come-
close my portal or go through it or whatnot, but I couldn't let them do it.
Where did they come from?
Yeah,
Did
they
someone
came from
summon them?
above, I guess. Wherever they came from, yeah. You know how those pesky gods do. I gotta hold this portal open.
Well, we're only interested in the mushrooms. Your portal is your own.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Then you're free to pass. Thanks for the healing, too, by the way. Hey, I don't suppose you have any of that elven tobacco on you, do you? We don't have a whole lot of that in the abyss. And I can go so far.
Have, probably do. Snorri's probably got some weed on him. That's what you're looking for.
He holds up a small change purse and he opens it and you hear like the anguish scream of souls. Says, "What do I owe you for it?"
One of those souls would be for my blade.
Here you go. He picks up a soul. It looks like a little
Yeah.
meatball with a face on it.
Yeah.
Holds
Touch
it
it to
out.
my blade. Touch it
What
to
you
my
say?
blade. Touch it to my blade.
Did you say soul to your blade?
Soul to my blade for some weed, my friend.
Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. Thanks. The little soul just screams and cries. No, no, no!
Snorri just kind of whispers, "That might be all you taste for a while." Where we're going.
Yep. All right, thanks, guys. I'll just stand here. I gotta watch my portal till the big guy comes through. You can go on about your way.
How
So
many-
who's the big guy?
Huh? Oh, I don't know. They just said I'd know when I saw him.
Maybe it's him. And I point to Maya.
Besides, which house are you guys working with anyway?
No, we're independents.
House of Bob Vila?
I figured if you for working with one of the Drow houses, so you got the Drow with you. Points to the
Yeah,
Drow.
of course we are.
Okay.
But we sell our services to the highest bidder. And by the way, I couldn't heal you
That's
fully
me.
for 2 more of those souls. I've got the
okay,
magic.
Sure, sounds good. Here you go.
Yeah. How much more
souls.
healing does he need?
He opens this little soul coin purse. No, help us, help us.
And I'll use whatever magic I need to heal him up.
Okay.
How much is he down?
Oh, wow, that's pretty good. You're good at that. However much it
It's-
takes you to cast 2 more.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's no problem. I can do a cure critical.
Oh, wow, I feel stronger already. Ah!
That should get you back on your feet.
Feel strong enough to throw some souls on the fire. Yeah. Woo.
Don't forget about your duties here.
So, what house did you guys say you were with again?
We didn't. We're independents. We sell our services to the highest bidder.
Me, and I wave.
I'm holding the. Oh, okay. What house are you?
What house am I?
That's what I
You
asked.
asking a lot of questions. You asking a lot of questions.
What's her character's last
Demon.
name? I guess that's your house.
You asked a lot of questions, but we sell our services and we sell information. You want to give
Hey,
us some information?
There's not a lot
give
of
us more
people that have
information.
come wandering through these tunnels, buddy. I'm
Are
just
you
trying to get a little
are you
conversation in while I can.
are you people? You don't look like people.
I am a demon. I am a descendant of people. There's no need to discriminate me against just because
So
of my
who's your
plane
master, demon?
just because of my plane of origin.
Who's
Well,
your
look at you,
master?
talking all big like you summoned me here from inside of the circle. Now, you just remember, I got my pokey stick over here. I can reach you just as easy as you could reach me. But
I'm not
since
trying
you
to
asked,
reach you.
I'm here in service of my lord Orcus. Yeah, we're doing a full-on invasion of this realm. Oh wait, no,
Ah,
maybe it's Demogorgon. I don't know. It keeps changing. I get the orders last. You see, it's one of those guys.
Snorri
Strangely
has
fitting with,
a
like, past
reaction to
orders.
that. Snorri has a visible facial reaction to that he's trying to hide, but he can't.
Ah, so I see you guys have been on the front before. Yeah, once you get that stare, you never get rid of it.
Yeah, we've seen some things. But we're here specifically to gather some mushrooms, so we won't trouble you any further.
All right, fair enough.
Thank you, though. I appreciate that.
Got
My
more
blade
souls here if
appreciates
you
it.
need them.
Am I? Very much.
Enjoy. And he goes
So,
over and sits on his
after we-
mushroom by his portal.
After we walk away a bit, like, guys, I'm not a theologian, but that sounded kind of bad.
Oh, it's not.
Should we be worried about this portal and the big guy and some sort of orc cuss? And
I think we stick to our mission. Stick to
Did
our
we
mission,
work out?
and yeah.
I mean,
I think if we do, then we're taking on something else, and we won't be able to help the dwarves of.
And what about our guide? Is he going to be, or is she going to be safe here by herself with this?
Well, we're gonna make sure that she's got everything she needs before she heads
Leaves.
out. Yes.
Yeah,
I would not.
She starts gathering her mushrooms. She's like,
Yeah.
Come on, it's not much further, about another half day's travel. We'll be there,
Oh.
guys.
Okay. I'll head with her.
Right. So you guys know what you're talking about, because I'm not an expert in religion or
Snorri
names.
had no compunctions whatsoever about trading with that demon.
She says, well, I don't know what you guys were talking to that red fellow about, but it all seems above my pay grade. Our deal's worked out as far as I'm concerned.
Some sort of extraplanar war going on. It's been going on since the beginning of time. Nothing to concern ourselves about.
Yet.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you say so.
Well, first we must defeat the Drow. After that, we can defeat the demons or
I don't-
devils.
I don't know if these are defeatable demons or devils.
unless
These are
Drow
akin
have summoned
to
these
the
demons.
gods.
Unless the
The
Drow have summoned them.
the
And
well,
that, I
the
guess-
Drow trade with demons, but the two that he mentioned specifically are akin to gods.
So the caverns here seem much more natural. The walls run with natural crevices. The surfaces are all very rough and natural throughout. You still have the outgrowths of various mosses and glowing fungi and whatnot. You can see your guide Cyzil is excited to collect specimens along the way. she's like, yeah, we'll be at the Valley Tombs here pretty soon, and that's where I'm gonna have to leave you guys. But like I said, you got a map if you need to find the Midnight Market, and we pieced together those notes in the journal for you as best we could.
Yes, and we have a full understanding of the lower way in. Before we go, Lucy and Mathander, we're good
Yes.
on that. Okay, we know what we're
Take it.
looking for and everything.
We're looking for a magic item to.
No. We were looking for. I just want to know that when we get there, we know where to go to get in the lower level. Because there's a lower level, and then you fly to the top. So we want to go in the ground floor.
Yeah, I think there's an entrance there. You'll see at the bottom of the tower. I haven't ever been up close enough to it, but it's what it looks like here.
Okay.
And like I said, there might be a way in through the catacombs, but
That's what we're talking about.
there's not enough information here from the guy who wrote this.
Okay. We'll have a look around.
So, shall we
Do
move
it
forward?
ourselves. Sounds like that's all we're doing.
So shall we move on?
Absolutely.
Okay, you guys are able to continue on your journey for the rest of the day. The rest of your day's travel. So it would be evening, and she basically tells you that, yeah, continue it on from here. The cavern continues up, and that's when it turns into that Valley of Tombs. And if you just follow it all the way to the end, you'll reach the bottom of the cavern floor. There you'll see the tower rising up out of the chasm. I don't like to go all the way through there. Like I said, it's full of bones and dead things, and there's something that moves around in there. So I'm not going in there.
Of course. You've more than fulfilled your obligation. And we appreciate your efforts. And thank you for siding with us against the gentleman in Keskarax. That was unnecessary, but appreciated.
Yeah, those guys give me the creeps.
Well,
Can't understand why.
yeah. I tried to deal with them as politically as possible, but they brought it upon themselves.
Yep, I don't blame you. So, you guys want to bed down for the night, or are you going to keep pressing on?
Oh, we're going to take a rest for the evening.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this is as good a spot as any.
Chateau watch.
Yep.
The usual protocol. I'll take first.
Alarm spell and the usual.
Yeah.
Okay.
First or last. I'll take first watch.
I'll take last.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Either one's fine. Every watch to Crag will be around because he doesn't sleep.
Okay. Okay, first watch. Who's up first?
Wow.
Lucian.
I need to do a perception.
Yes, make your perception checks.
Okay.
I have to go to work in 20 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. This is the first. This is the shadow.
Come back. What
Hey.
happened?
The first one was me. The second one's the shadow.
I lost my chats for some reason. What did you roll?
The 19 for me, 31 for the shadow.
Okay. page right quick. Okay, so first you feel a shiver running up your spine, Lucian, as the cavern seems eerily quiet.
So I look around. It's eerily quiet.
Yes.
So all the did the shadow notice anything?
Yes, you both hear something coming your way, and it's a sound that kind of goes like this. Ooh, ooh, go back.
Up everyone! Up everyone! There's an apparition about us.
Did the
Go
alarms go off?
back.
Ghost.
So yellow alarm.
All right.
Okay,
And the shadow
everybody,
does the same.
everybody make a perception check to see if you notice. You notice Lucian yelling the alarm.
Oh,
Nope. Fast asleep.
It's perception minus 10.
Yeah, where you at the -2? Actually, I guess I can do that first. Oh, gee. Okay, so actually, that's 12. 13.
Okay, so it looks like everybody's waking up.
Oh, wait, that wasn't right. Oh,
Get up! Get up!
oh, 17. Okay, 17 for me.
Get up! Get on!
Yeah, so you guys wake up. So you see
Right.
in front of you what appears to be a disembodied figure of sorts floating there, wearing something that looks almost like a priestly robe, but it's got what looks like a symbol of a dragon on like a hanging about his neck,
Oh.
and it's talking to you in an ancient dialect of Arcadian, but you understand it. Those of you that have Vic Mordir or
Okay.
Arcadian language. And
I speak it.
He's saying, "Go back, go back."
Let me sleep. Let me sleep.
We cannot.
So I can tell that one of our party members understands this. Right?
Yeah, I understand it.
Go
It's
back.
telling us to go back.
Ashardlon
So-
will feast on your souls. Go
I don't feel like
back.
going back is an option.
I'm gonna make a knowledge religion check
Okay.
as to what we're looking at here.
Knowledge religion is a good guess. 25.
It's some kind of haunt, or is it actually a ghost or a specter, or
Yes, so
why is it trying to warn us?
it is some sort of incorporeal looking undead. Okay, it is a disembodied, which you have read about. The disembodied are both to be feared and pitied. They are shades of priests who live their lives with the outward appearance of goodness and light. Naturally, were truly so, they would not suffer the fate of the disembodied, for such priests committed unspeakable acts unbeknownst to their flocks and were never discovered and never punished, but nothing can be concealed from the gods. Some tainted priests with a strong enough life force, knowing that their spirits would face eternal torment for their crimes, resist crossing over and remain tied to their corporal form to escape retribution. The disembodied develop a terrible hatred for the living, and to sustain their power, they will attempt to consume the life force of any intelligent creature that ventures too close.
Okay, so
Fortunately, they cannot move more than 100 feet from their corpse. In so doing, they are destroyed and forced to face their fate. Removing the corpse, usually interred in a crypt, will only cause the spirit to follow. To defeat the foul defilers, truly the corpse must be burned, immersed in acid or holy water, or otherwise utterly destroyed.
That sounds difficult to achieve.
yeah,
So they are incorporeal. If they touch you, they will do damage and hit you with an energy drain. On top of being incorporeal, they do have a damage reduction that's only bypassed by good weapons.
Wow.
And they do have a series of spell-like abilities, which include animate dead, cause fear, darkness, death knell, protection from the good, and slay living once a day.
All right. Does it look like it's reached the perimeter of how far it can go?
Yeah, it looks like it has. It hasn't moved any closer.
Okay, maybe we
Seems
should
like it
just
would
move.
be further up ahead in the next cavern.
Oh, okay. So we have to get past it.
That's what it looks like.
Okay.
Cool.
We'll have
Go
to.
back. Go back.
We'll have to
And how far from the body can it?
100 feet.
Oh, psh, we just to fly over it, dimension door over it, by it or something.
Yeah. Well, we could just destroy it.
Go back.
Yeah.
Ashardalon is not dead. Even in death, his plots continue. Go back. Go back.
We'll have to maybe me.
Will you shut up if we go back?
All right.
Yes.
Well,
Then at least let us finish our rest, and then we can go back.
Actually, we should fight it first, and then rest, and then go in.
Then you should rest and then leave. And with that, it fades into the darkness.
Now
what
you
was
can
that
search
about,
for the
guys?
body.
As soon as we enter that cavern, it'll appear. We'll have to fight it.
Sing.
Okay, I have 2 vials of holy water. Let me just...
Probably need to save those for the vampires, huh?
Yes, we'll have to.
And Maya
We'll have to
says, well, we do have this wand of death ward.
Yes,
Got it
we'll have
here
to
in my
protect ourselves before we go.
Yeah,
And
so
then
I break out the wand and hit each everybody with protection. Blink, blink, blink.
let's wait till the morning.
Oh, we're not gonna do it to the fight till the morning.
Yeah, because it's already disappeared.
They only appear once a day.
well,
No.
we can finish our rest. Is what he's saying. Like
Yeah.
we didn't finish our day's rest.
Okay.
Probably want
you
spell
discussed
slots back.
Yeah.
As long as you know that we're close enough. It's not close enough. That's funny. Alright.
Okay, you're able to finish your evening's rest, start the next day, which is when Cyzil reminds you, as she's already up and making coffee. Made some coffee for yous, but after this, it's time for me to say hasta luego, as we say down south.
Adios, amigo.
Thank you for the guide.
Vaya con Dios, my darling.
Te extraño mucho.
Like I said, you guys can pick up your mount back at Keskarax. Just don't leave it there so long that they try to repossess my mushroom house before I get there, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes, it's
That spider's
going to be as
probably consumed it.
fast as we can. Yes, hopefully the spider didn't need it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, maybe it did.
More than likely.
Okay, guys, I'll see ya. And remember, if you're ever in Rotu, stop by and look me up. Best prices in all the Underdark.
Who will, Cyzil? Take care.
And she casts teleport, and she teleports. Boop.
So do we just need to find the body and then lay it aflame?
Do you think the spirit's just going to let us?
Hey, does he have any
Me.
useful information? Did we try
Yes.
questioning the spirit?
As soon as we approach, yeah, we could probably do that. But it would serve us well to be warded as best we can.
All right, you guys see the map?
We do, yes.
Yes.
I do.
Okay.
Let's see it.
Yes, so ahead of you lies the Valley of Tombs, as it is so called.
Alrighty. So we'll need Death Ward up. I'm gonna have Shield and Mirror Image.
Bink. I'll give you all if I did Death Ward.
I will make a shield and a haste spell.
It's 86. Okay. I put up my use my thing to cast shield. +4. 1d4 +3.
Getting serious.
Yep.
Last time we faced Ghost, Mithender died.
What those things were ghost-like?
I think
They
they're
were
what we call shades, if you want to get technical about it. But yes, you did nearly die.
Yeah,
Quite
they were
well
great.
taken.
Greater shadows, yes.
Yes, well, here in the Underdark, we're not afraid to call a shade a shade.
Sounds shady.
I commend you for your forward thinking.
So the cavern stretches out ahead of you. You can see just the faintest glint of light, just a speck now, which must represent the opening to the world above. But still at the far, far end of the cavern. And as you make your way into it, the ground beneath you begins to crunch and snap. And you look down to realize that you're stepping on centuries worth of dried, brittle bones, dead, decayed bodies, crunch, crunch, crunching under feet. You see the stalagmites and rudimentary headstones positioned across the cavern's floor, leading upward out of the tunnel. And as you begin to make your way into it, the light grows closer and closer. What do you do?
So we've already passed the area where the spirit was?
You think you're pretty close to where it is.
Okay, so I'll buff up with
I
spells.
think
Then.
we're getting closer to the center of the radius. We were on the
Alright.
edge of the radius. I think now we're probably closer to the center.
It was only 100 feet. So
Yeah, we can kind of triangulate its exact location if we want to bury the body or something, but
Let's do.
how would you know? I mean, I'm amid all these bones.
Go
Here, right
back.
Oh, there it is. Oh, it's more than one.
And as you look at the bones, you realize that some of them have like puncture marks in the skulls. Go back.
Does it take magic weapons to beat these things?
Yeah, and good.
They're incorporeal.
to do
Corporeal.
to overcome the DR.
No.
Magic weapons to hurt them at all because they're incorporeal. And then good to get past their DR.
Yeah. So Death Ward will protect us from the negative energy damage. You want as much deflection and force kind of stuff as possible, like shield spell and mage armor.
And Maya says,
Be nice.
"Do you think these ghosts are responsible for all these woes?"
It's possible.
Assume the ghosts are from the bones.
Yeah, somewhere in their bodies, And if we could find them, we could lay these ghosts to rest, but it looks like a task beyond us.
And as he says that, you hear like a rumbling, and the floor of the cavern shakes just a little bit.
And while that goes on, I cast versatile weapon to give myself great magic weapon on my rapier.
And
We
an
may have
immense
found the problem.
centipede-like beast erupts from the cavern wall from a small opening at the floor of the cavern. Rows upon rows of chitinous plates on its back, chittering back and forth. Deadly mandibles snapping in its jaws. And it turns and bears down upon you. And Maya says, I think we found what killed them all.
Yes.
And that
Yep.
is where we shall end for the evening.
These wouldn't happen to be centipedes of Ling, would they?
Snakes of Lang.
How have we done on our Lang bingo card for the evening?
Right.
Cobras of Lang.
Bingo. All right. Cool.
And there we go. We'll pick up here in
All
2
right.
weeks.
Sounds
All right,
good.
Thanks.
Okay.
See y'all in 2 weeks.
Have a good night, lads.
Thanks.
Versatile
Well,
weapon.
Good night.
Have a good week.
I will try.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Goodbye.
See you guys.
See you.